the ingredient of a successful race is 50% mental fitness, 40% physical fitness, 5% spiritual fitness, and 5% luck. But now I'll say spiritual fitness should be the center of my sporting life, and it shouldn't be just part of my life. So my name is Jerry Seah. I'm a Ironman triathlete. I started triathlon racing since 1998. Still racing now, still pretty much competitive, taking part in the World Championship later in the year. So it's been 25 years since I've been racing. So I did my first Ironman in New Zealand in 2001. And after New Zealand 2001, I've attempted 4 Ironman races. But it took me about 18 years to finally achieve my goal. The goal was to go below 10 hours and 30 minutes. So it took me 18 years to achieve that goal. I had an accident in 2014, and with that accident, I've gone through 3 surgeries. And then I had to take about 1.5 years to 2 years of rest. And that was just 3 months before my 5th Ironman. So I worked very hard for that race, but just 3 months before that race, I had an accident. So I waited, very patient, I waited and then recovered and trained again. And then in 2018, when I wanted to attempt the 5th race again, I injured myself again. So I went for ultrasound and then later an MRI, and they saw like 30% of blood patches on my thigh. So that was quite bad, and then it was diagnosed as rhabdomyolysis, and also some acute strain, and it could be fatal as well. And I had 2 episodes of that. And again, it was 3 months before my Ironman in 2018. So that 2 occasions in 2014 and again in 2018, I really wanted to throw and just give up, But it's also at that point I start to evaluate my spiritual life. It has always been a part of my sporting life and a part of my life, and it shouldn't be that way. I thought I may have taken God for granted at that point, because I could have been handicapped after that accident in 2015, and I could have died from rhabdomyolysis in 2018. But probably I've taken God for granted. Maybe it's a sign that I should slow down myself. So a lot of conversation after that, questioning myself about my spiritual life. I shouldn't be compartmentalizing my sporting life, my social life, my working life. I think spiritual, the key ingredient is to have that spiritual life and have it be the center of whether my sporting life or my working life or my life. So it's only when in 2019, my fifth race, when I achieved a personal best, I felt God's presence during that race. So basically, I submit myself, I just surrender and say, so be it, I already tried my best already, I cannot do any more. So I just thought, maybe for the race I should just enjoy. I've tried my best. And it was that race that I really felt the presence of God. And it's so interesting, even during the swim, I could felt the current carrying me along, And on the cycling, it's mostly tailwind, and that's really the best condition. And at that point, it's just me, again, talking to God, Very seldom in my race, I will really talk to God. I will focus on my race and then look at different landmarks and just focus on the race. But for this race, it was just fantastic. It was just singing, praising, and then humming to songs. Oh, God is really racing with me this whole race, from the swim to the bike to the run. And I never felt this good in all my 4 races. And this is the only one that I thought, okay, God, you take charge, you be in control. And it was a perfect race. And of course, I also achieved a personal best and went below the 10-hour mark. So greatness to me is really to It's really when my spiritual life is the center of my sports and my life as well.